Yeah, 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 yeah. Went to the mall yesterday and bought a Litecoin. About to get rich, that's my life's point. To be a baller, gold necklace round my collar. Holla, yeah, I won't answer unless you follow me on Twitter, like everything I post. Slap you upside the head and I'll eat your toast. Don't need no butter, I'm a crazy mother trucker. Take my crypto out the bank and hide it under my covers. Hold it out in 50 years, worth $1 million. Except $1 million ain't much, so I still suck. Out of luck, like leprechauns without a rainbow. It's okay though, cause I got my Litecoin stake, yo. I'm still rich, hanging with Kardashians. Got 26 cars and a mansion. I'm a fancy man, you should worship me. I got rich off cryptocurrency. Did it surgically and did it perfectly. Go ask your mom, I bet she's heard of me. If she hasn't, give it a day or two. She'll call me daddy, we'll be related, dude. Nothing I can say to you to try to make a prove. No matter how fast I talk, nothing I can say to you. But like the flame in you, for you to take a choose. To go for it or fall into the abyss. Don't wanna be another tragic story. That's why I bought more crypto this morning. So why the rest y'all be shorting crypto and Bitcoin? I'm gladly hoarding. I'm gonna be rich someday. How do you not see? This is the way, cryptocurrency, the future to me. It's like the internet in 1973. Metaverse, that's the word. Play to earn and take your turn. So insane, it hurts my brain. Flying for the moon, don't miss the plane. Gonna be rich someday. How do you not see? This is the way, cryptocurrency is on its way. Decentralized, no need for banks. Web3, and privacy. I do believe it's our time to be on board. Cryptocurrency, a rocket ship, come take a ride with me. Do you ever just wake up feeling super something? What I mean by something, super happy, super mad, super sad, or super excited or encouraged? Or do you ever just wake up predominantly feeling a certain emotion that is out of character because it doesn't really have a reason behind it? Duh.
Name something a girl might grow up to be if her parents named her Bambi.
Hey, dear.
I'm not saying this has never happened to me before, like, obviously, sometimes you just wake up feeling something, but I guess what I was trying to get to, or the point I was gonna make, or plan to make, if there is a point to be made in all this.
I'm so damn confused.
Is that some days I just wake up and I have an emotion or a feeling that I have no reason behind, nothing to back up the feeling. Well, today, I went to bed last night, went to karaoke actually with my wife last night, and we had a blast. I love singing, I'm sure you can tell in half my videos I have songs, so clearly that's something I enjoy. So I went to bed very happy, had a good evening, but woke up feeling bearish.
No! God, please, no! No!
So what does all this mean? Well, obviously I quit crypto. Probably gonna start a channel where I just review old westerns. I don't know, Tex. Seemed like the animation on that horse was just a bit off. Hey, just kidding. No, definitely not getting out of crypto. I just wanted to let you know that the two coins, Rune and KLV, that I was talking about in my video yesterday, I went ahead and got out of those positions. Rune I was actually able to DCA out of for a small profit, KLV for a small loss. I think I only had $30 between the two anyway, and I want to say I lost $1 in some sense. So anyway, that's besides the point. The point is that I'll make a full guide in the coming days on that DCA strategy and what I do as far as the percentages, buy-ins, and the reason why it works out more often than not if done correctly. But real time right now, I don't think it's the time to be longing coins. We need to see some more strength in the market. So for now, let's dive into some Bitcoin analysis, some of my thoughts on mid to long term, and let's have some fun. So if you're liking the content, remember to like and subscribe. This is TA with McK.
You already know my name, so let's go. All right, so let's hop on over to the Bitcoin monthly chart. Each one of these candles on this chart represents a month. So this is the Bitcoin BTC USD pairing chart on TradingView for the Bitstamp exchange. This has the most history that I could find, at least on a TradingView chart. And it goes back to, it looks like August of 2011. So only a couple years into Bitcoin's history. And this chart offers optimism long term. If you're a Bitcoin maximalist, Bitcoin hodler, lover, all that stuff, there's a lot of terms for it. This chart should always make you happy. I've displayed on the chart here that you could have bought Bitcoin at any local top, what I would call quote unquote the worst time, to buy Bitcoin. And, within 3.5 to 4 years, you were always in profit. And especially if you bought 8 years ago, for example, you're in extreme profits. But Bitcoin has a history, as displayed on this chart, at least for over a decade, of just going straight up. Now, the flip side of that is this chart also, at least mid-term, can offer a little bit of discouraging signs as well. One of those being that in Bitcoin's history, if you look at this white line I have indicated that goes along here, this is the 21 SMA. So this is the 21, in this case, month moving average. And if you look at this, it has a tendency, anytime it's above it, to be what we call a bull run or bull market. And it can be above it for a long period of time. But it does have a tendency every so often to lose that. We are actually testing that as we speak. And I've notated back here that the time it lost it here, it dropped another 62% at one point to the bottom. This was the end of the 2013/2014 bull run. More recently in 2017/2018, it lost it here, dropped 46%, came up here in March of 2019. Now, this was the Corona dump, so that one is a little bit different and more unique, of course. However, it lost it for about 47%, and we're testing it as we speak. Does that mean that we're going to lose it? Absolutely not. Trading is not predicting, it's just having a plan. But if it loses it, what we can expect on an average is somewhere between 40 obviously and 60, so we'll say 55% potential drop. There's only been a few times, so we don't have a ton of data points to go off of, but just something to keep in mind. Next up, I wanted to cover the Bitcoin weekly chart, and there's just a couple of interesting things on here I wanted you to take note of, or that I wanted to show you. Now, if you look back here, I've indicated with these red lines and these green lines. The red line is any time that this 21 moving average, which is the white line on mine, and the red, which is the 50, anytime that the white 21 moving average has crossed downward over the 50, and I'm sure there's probably a term for this. I don't know what it is. I could have looked it up, I guess, but I didn't, so that's just full transparency. The golden cross is when the 50 and the 200 cross, 50 going up or above the 200. And the death cross, which everybody's heard of, that is when the 50 goes down below the 200. But the 21 and the 50 in this case is still significant, especially on something as macro as the weekly time frame. So on here, I notated with this red line that back in 2014, this downward cross happened. And if you just take the percentage of the drop from that cross to the actual bottom, it was 65%, right? And it took about 133 days to find its bottom, which is what I indicated with this green line. Zooming forward to the next example, once again, red line, you can see indicated here. Ignore my circle for the moment being, but the 21 crossing down over the 50. It took it about 154 days this time to find its bottom, and about a 61%, just under 62% decline from that point, right? So fast forward to today, and we have just recently had the 21, this is on the weekly chart, cross down below the 50, right? From that point, if we were to see something similar to previous price action in the history, there's only 2 times really that I have notated here, so not a lot of data. But if it were to do something similar and drop around, 60%, so that's pretty, 62 almost here, 65 here, so this would be a little bit less, but right around the same, 60%. We could be looking at potentially Bitcoin going as low as just over 19,000. So a lot of people that have been calling for $20,000 Bitcoin, it's not entirely impossible. Now, granted, this could change. You know, all it takes is some bullish price action. The 21 can get back above the 50, and you know, this whole idea is negated. And that's entirely possible, and we'll keep you posted as the days come. But I just want to notate that's something I'm watching from more of a macro zoomed out perspective. And and then right here I indicated with this green line that if it were to take similar, we'll say about 140 days, which was a pretty close average between these last two times, that we might be looking at around June of this year before we find a bottom. And the only other thing I wanted to take note of, or have you take note of while we're on this chart, I've have this little yellow circle here where I've indicated what price action kind of looked like here below as it lost the 21. So the cross happened between the 21 and the 50. And then it broke down and it retested, and the 21 then became resistance. And that's what I'm worried about right now, is that if you look at this price action, how it looks here back in August of 2018, it looks similar now. We broke down, that cross happened, we broke down, we've retested the 21 once, twice, and actually even 3 times as resistance now. And you know, just if you just look at the way price action kind of looks here, it looks so similar, you know, to me. So just something that I'm watching from a macro perspective. And that is all for today's video. If you're enjoying the content, please remember to like and subscribe. If we ever meet in, you know, real life, I'll definitely give you a high five, possibly a hug if, you know, COVID times are over and you're okay with it, for doing so. So thank you for stopping by with TA with MK. My name is McKay, and we'll catch you guys tomorrow.
It's TA with